Welcome to My Lines, brought to you by Colin Boynton. Welcome to the latest episode of my poetry podcasts, the place where I share my world of words. The pieces I have chosen for this week all come from my very first book called My Lines. I started writing over 36 years ago now, and after some persuasion, published this first book in 2008. My first piece I have chosen this week is called 21st Century Man. In a world full of violence, we're stunned by the silence of voices we've never heard. It's the cry in the dark that ignites the spark, pleading that something be done. Ignoring each other like sister and brother, who knows if we really cared? It's the battles we fight, hidden from sight, that are never really won. We live out our lives as husbands and wives, going our own separate ways, eyes shut tight to the horrible sight of the death and destruction about. From out of the past, it happens so fast, we head to the end of our days, and once we are gone, mankind will go on, the same as before, no doubt. My next poem this week is called Time. There's a very old grandfather clock standing in the hall. Its face is to the future, its back against the wall. The hands of time keep sweeping round the face upon the clock, the swinging of the pendulum, a gentle tick and tock. Father Time keeps marching through Mother Nature's world, our history that's now long past, our stories being told. The future rushes on us, too soon becomes the past, and as we grow much older, time seems to go too fast. Yet time means very little to that clock stood in the hall. It only has to mark out time, passing for us all. The next is called Memory Lane and was the first longer piece I'd written. I walked back down the street last night to be with you again, the street that has no city, the street that has no name, and still it's very busy when I'm down memory lane. I step outside my doorway just to be with you, go for walks down country lanes the way we used to do. I still can hear your laughter, your voice is everywhere, just to see your face again, just to touch your hair. I walked back down the street last night to be with you again. The street was very busy, and still I call your name. Do you ever hear me when I'm down memory lane? I slowly start to wander where my mind will let me go, reliving many memories of all I used to know. Some of them will bring a smile, others bring a tear, and still I hold on to the dream to have you once more near. I'm walking down the street again, I cannot keep away. It holds for me sweet memories, I live them day to day. And though it some days brings me joy, some days it brings me pain, I know I'll always want to walk my way down memory lane. The next piece I wrote some years ago reflects on a problem which still exists today and actually seems to be getting worse, and is called Grand Prix. So there I am each morning, another race begins. I may not want to enter, and no one ever wins. We line up at the red light, waiting for the green, then just as it is changing, some cars just can't be seen. They race off down the high street, at speeds they shouldn't do. Who are they impressing? It isn't me or you. They disappear so quickly, I've hardly crossed the line. And then another race is past, yet still I'm doing fine. We always seem to meet up at some other place, so why do they keep speeding? There is no need to race. If they keep on driving the way they always do, they'll end up hurting someone. It could be me or you. As I have to drive each day, I'll do my steady pace and try and keep out of the way of the daily race. I wrote this final piece when we were away on holiday one year. Every evening in the bar, someone would sit down to play the piano. The only thing wrong with this was every tune sounded the same and also out of tune. And John, my final choice for this week, it is simply called Mr. Piano Player. Tinkle, tinkle, piano player, tuneful you may be. Each time you play a little tune, flat is middle C. Tinkle, tinkle on the keys, playing every day. Each melody's made different in some strange kind of way. Tinkle, tinkle, piano player, perhaps it just might be. Each melody sounds different, 'cause flat is middle C. Tinkle, tinkle on the keys, I know your name is Jeff. Those awful tunes don't bother you, because you are stone deaf. I hope you've enjoyed my choice for this week's episode. The books I have written are available either from myself or direct from my publishers. For more details, see my website www.collinscorner.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you will join me once again next week for another episode of My Lines.